the day that we've all been looking forward to. It seemed like it never was coming, but today we are here. I'm so very excited and humbled at the same time to be on this platform. Sisters, this project has taken almost a lifetime to conceptualize. And the reason why I actually say a lifetime is because sometimes in life you go through some defining moments, some life-altering moments, and you begin to start to search for the meaning of life. And then you realize, okay, what is it that I can do to actually move forward with my life? So you go searching, and sometimes it's through life coaching, sometimes you approach psychologists, sometimes it's even spiritual, where you are moving from one church to the other because you are seeking for the meaning of life. And when I did that, I realized that there's so much information that I amassed, so much information. You get that from there, and you realize at the end of the day that life is not just complicated, but we are the ones who complicate life. And then you begin to put pieces together, each piece by itself, and you realize, okay, I can actually use this information to lift up another woman. And when you have amassed this information, you realize that if you keep it to yourself, in fact, there's nothing that you're doing, but you're like a book that is on the shelf and nobody has actually read it. And this is the reason why we are here to launch Global Woman Impact, and we are actually very excited to be here. And one of the things that I just want to say before we move on is that, we started crystallizing things 2 years ago. And in fact, we had actually wanted to take you to this venue that we had identified, beautiful place, and we thought we were going to launch it. But as we all know, COVID decided to come knocking on our doors, and it affected all of us in one way or the other. But we all know the power of a made-up mind, the power of a woman, especially if she's made up her mind. She will not leave any stone unturned. She will knock at every door. She will do everything in her power to do everything that she wants. So ladies, this is why we are here today. We're actually launching Global Woman Impact. And also one thing that I discovered is that, during lockdown, when some people were moaning, when some people were grumbling, for some women, they actually took that opportunity to reinvent themselves, to reflect, to reimagine themselves. And this is why today we have this Global Woman Impact platform. But sisters, this too shall come to pass. And I know that everything that is a start will always have an end. And that's what life is all about. This COVID-19, one day we'll be talking about it as a thing of the past. And we're not going to wait, because time is of essence to all of us. We don't have time. Anything concerning our destiny, we have to do it, and we have to do it now. So sisters, maybe some of you are wondering, who am I? My name is Lillian Bususu, the visionary behind Global Woman Impact. And together with a number of life coaches, business coaches, inner fitness coaches, we came together to birth this platform because we saw that there was actually a need. And anything in business, anything about life, we are here to help each other. We are here to enhance you. We are here to do everything in our power to actually walk together on this journey. And as Global Woman Impact as well, what we are going to be doing is to actually take you on a journey of what we have called the total woman concept. And this is a concept that obviously I will explain later so that you get to understand the gist of everything. But may I say this? And I think this is very important for each of us. And this is the reason why when we look at Global Woman Impact, the reasoning behind it, when we look at the women of the past, we're talking about our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers. These women they were only limited to the home front, and yet they were very significant in what they did. Today, they raised you and I, many leaders in this world, but they were so limited to the home front. In fact, these women, the spaces that they had to occupy, it was just around the house, around the family, but they were so significant. These women were influential. These women knew what to do in their homes, in as much they were limited, and sometimes the harsh conditions that they had to function in. But we see them that they raised men and women that are very big today, men and women that are leaders today, men and women that are doing so well, and yet they were only limited to the home front. These women women of history were denied so many opportunities, and yet they persevered. They persevered with such intensity for us to enjoy the future that we hold today. And sometimes they could not even define how they wanted to pan out their lives. And yet they were very significant, intentional in the raising of the family, intentional in looking after the home front. These limitations did not block them at all. And today they opened so many doors of opportunity for you and I to enjoy, in as much as they were so limited. So my sisters, I want you to have this at the back of your mind to understand that their efforts cannot go to waste. This is why we need to be intentional in the way that we live our lives. We need to be influential. We need to impact the future generations, as they opened many doors of opportunity for you and I, for the modern woman. So now we begin to see the scope of the modern woman expanding even into boardrooms. I mean, we see women holding positions of power. We see women in the ministry, high ministers, powerful ministers. We see women in businesses running these multi-millionaire businesses, and yet they were raised by those women. So the scope of women has really expanded, and unfortunately many of us cannot carry all these roles, all these functions that we are functioning in, because we're not properly equipped. And we realize that if this woman, the modern woman, is not properly equipped, it's very difficult to experience or to impact future generations. And I've realized it even in my own practice, in my coaching practice, that many women come and they look at life as this mammoth thing. They look at life as this humongous mountain that they can't climb. And yet, life is very simple. It's how you look at life. It's how you are equipped to actually function in all these roles that we have. But also, we cannot ignore the harsh conditions that the modern woman is operating in, technologically, family dynamics, you name it. Even this COVID, it has affected many of us, and we're expected to come up with answers, all of us, you and I. But we soldier on. Despite all these challenges, we soldier on, we move on, we carry the whole village on our shoulders. And if we're not adequately equipped, we find a lot of women, even some of them, wanting to commit suicide, and some of them actually succeed, because life has become this big mammoth thing that they cannot handle. For us to sing the victory song every day, we need to build a strong inner man. We need to build biceps inside of us. We need to build our inner fitness so that we can be able to forge with life. And we can't be tossed around with every wind that comes here and there. We are tossed to and fro, and we don't know what to do. We don't have the ideas. We don't have the answers to what life is all about. We need to get to a stage in our lives where we can boldly declare that none of these things move me. And this woman has to be equipped properly. We desperately need to focus and look and be intentional and look for tools that will enable us to function boldly, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, so that whatever we do, it can manifest in our behaviors. I mean, you see quite a lot of women these days. You can see the anger on social media. You can see the anger. Women are just saying a lot of things because they don't know how to handle this life, and they lash it out on social media. And we can't function like that. We've got to be intentional in the way that we live our lives. We've got to be like women of history that have gone ahead of us, so that we can be able to influence our generation. So with that, my sisters, this is why Global Woman Impact was birthed. It was birthed from that notion of we've got to be intentional in the way that we live our lives. We've got to be intentional in the strategies that we're going to use to forge ahead, so that we can be deliberate in the things that we do. So my sisters, our vision is to actually become a support structure in building your inner stamina, and to see you moving from mere functioning to flourishing. all the women that have actually put this together are advocates for inner fitness wellness. And we seek to challenge and influence belief systems and judgments that sometimes women impose on themselves. And our approach is very holistic because we focus on three things, and this is emotional, we focus on mental, and we focus on spiritual. And when we make these things strong, these three aspects, you find that when you function in such a way that you get to know yourself, you get to know yourself authentically, and to respond into life with that calmness of spirit and that deep understanding of who you are and what you can achieve in your lifetime. That's basically what we are wanting to do. And through our Total Woman concept, and remember I told you that I'll explain to you what Total Woman concept is all about. First of all, it's based on what the women of history have done for us, the scope that they have actually opened for us. So we have to have that at the back of our minds, that we cannot let them down in the way that we run our lives, this modern woman. So through our Total Woman concept, it's a coaching where women will be empowered with the tools, women will be empowered with the knowledge and insights of becoming influential, strategically driven leaders. Because we lead in every area that we are. You may not have that qualification. You may not have that title, but you're a leader. Being a leader in your home, being a leader with yourself. There's so many ways that we are leading. We don't need a title to be called a leader. So those are the areas that we are going to be touching on. So in this total concept of women, there are 5 things that we're going to be touching on. And the areas that we're going to be focusing on. And I really want you to get these well, because these are the only 5 things that we've actually picked so that we can have that impact that we say we would want to have. Number 1, influencing self. It's very important to influence yourself. It's called self-mastery, because without self-mastery, you cannot master anybody. In fact, self-mastery is principle. You cannot want to master the whole world when you cannot master yourself. So that's very important. That's number 1. Number 2, influencing others in the many roles that we play, in the many roles that we function. It's all about influencing your leadership skills. How are you leading at work? How are you leading in your home? How are you leading anybody and anything around you? Are you impacting all these people? And then the third one is actually influencing your faith. This is the backbone of success. Faith. Faith is the one that moves us to do things. Without faith, it's impossible to do anything. Faith is the one that makes us know that I can move this mountain anytime. So when you influence yourself, and in fact we are going to be doing this through studying the leading ladies of the Bible, and we'll let you know the first one that we're actually going to be starting with. The fourth one will be influencing your purpose. It's important to understand that you must have a purpose as a woman. You influence your marketplace. You need to run yourself as an economy, a personal economy. What are you doing with your hands? What are you doing with your mind? You cannot sit and wait for somebody to look after you. So it's very important that you need to influence your purpose. And influencing your purpose, it's all about the marketplace. And then last but not least, and I think this we need to do it even in our homes, even with our relatives, it's influencing a cause. It's important to impact, because all this information that we've amassed, everything, whether it's spiritually, mentally, and everything, we've got to share with somebody. We've got to impact somebody's world. We can change somebody's world. A lot of us here, we've got means to actually do it. And as we come together, we build somebody's world brick by brick. You can bring a rand, a puller, you can bring a dollar, you can bring a pound. Anybody can bring something so that we can build somebody. And we're passionate. Global Women Impact is actually passionate in education. And there are schools that we've identified in 2 countries, and we are going to tell you more about it as we begin to move in building the walls of the education systems. I'm sure you're wondering, how are you going to be doing this? Yeah, I think it's a question on everybody's mind. Global Women Impact, what we're going to be doing is to be coaching, and these coachings will be conducted by our coaches, and we'll do them via webinars. We're going to use our platforms, social platforms, your Facebook, YouTube, you name it, but we'll let you know. Whenever we post a video of any training or anything that we're going to do, we let you know in advance. So that's one of the tools that we're going to be using. And then the second one obviously will be, we've got more than 1,000. Remember I told you that it almost took a lifetime. So in that lifetime, you amass a lot of books. We've got more than 1,000 ebooks that we have. And these ebooks will let you know how you can actually access them. But it's books from family, health, spiritual, you name it. We have those books. If we don't have, we will definitely find it. So that's one of the tools that we're going to be using. And then the third one will be one-on-one personal coaching. We will advise as well how you can access our coachings, whether it's business, whether it's family, whether it's inner fitness. We have one-on-one coaching sessions that we'll do with you, but obviously there are conditions that apply to that. And then we are going to be having, and I'm so excited about this, we're going to be having Global Woman Guest of the Month. And in fact, this woman that is coming, oh my goodness, I don't want to preempt, but she conquered cancer in heels. She will be coming on the set and will let you know when she actually comes. That will be our Guest of the Month sessions. And then we're going to have breakfast seminars as well that we'll be having, but we'll advise you when we have a breakfast seminar. And obviously it will be through like webinars where we have people, experts that will be coming to speak to us. But the one that I'm really looking forward to is our summit in October 2021. Trust me, COVID would have gone by then. So we are going to have a summit and we will have global leaders that will come and speak to us. And we're already starting to speak to some of them. So brace yourselves, ladies. If you have never been to South Africa, it's going to be in South Africa. The Global Woman Summit, Global Woman Impact Summit, it's going to be in October 2020. Prepare yourselves because you don't want to miss that. But the greatest tools, oh I love this, the greatest tools that we have is you and I. We have so many stories to tell. You have gone through some defining moments in your life. You've gone through some altering situations in your life, life-altering situations. But today you are standing still and you are dancing. We need those stories. You can be the guest of the month with your story so that it can empower. You know, ladies, our stories can empower, can prune. They can even take somebody out of depression. It depends on how you're going to use it. But we'll structure it in such a way that it will impact another woman. We cannot be buried with our stories. We've got to let them out. So before I finish, I just want to say we have to put a disclaimer to this, obviously. One thing that I just want you to know is that we are not a church. We all have our churches that we actually go to. We all have our churches. So this platform belongs to any woman from any denomination. We are not going to remove anybody, but we need everybody to be here. That's one thing that you need to understand. We are not a church. The other thing is we're not a political organization. So politics, let's leave it to those that love politics. Let's leave it to those that can talk politics. This is not a platform for politics. And then also, the other thing that I want to emphasize is that we are coaches. We are not psychologists. We are not doctors. So if you need professional help, please, by all means, you need to seek help. And then last but not least is that we are not going to be bashing each other. That's the rules of the game. On this platform, we don't bash each other. We treat each other with respect and dignity. Even if we are not in agreement with each other, we do not bash. We do not bring each other down. But we promote reconciliation in acknowledging and appreciating each other's differences. We are different. We cannot all be the same. And no profane language on this platform. So my sisters, you've been seeing us using some phrases, and I'm sure you're wondering, what do these phrases mean? As we're promoting this launch, you've heard us saying, dress up, rock up, and put on your full armor. What this means is that dress up, girl. You've got to wake up in the morning and look at your day and start to prepare. Wake up and dress up for the occasion. And when we say rock up, yeah, be present. If you're going for a meeting, be present. If you're going for anything that you're doing in your life, be present. In your family, in business, be present. And when we say put on your full armor, bring yourself together, everything that you carry within you. bring it. So when we say dress up, rock up, and put on your full armor, that's exactly what we mean. And then we know that this phrase from the Bible which says, to whom much is given, much is required. My sisters, there's so much that we carry on our shoulders. Much is required from us. And it's up to you to understand that it's not about moaning, it's not about crying, it's not about complaining. It's all about, I have been given much, and much is required and is expected of me. And then we talk about walala wasala. You know, COVID or no COVID, walala wasala. If you want to remain in 19001, that's up to you, but we are moving. We are going to move, we're going to shake this world, we're going to shake our foundations. So walala wasala. So in a nutshell, global woman impact is for you and me. Let's impact each other's lives. With these words, my sisters, we are launching. This is the launch of Global Woman Impact. This is the official launch. And I just want to take this opportunity really to thank God. First of all, I just want to thank God. You know, in my life, all I've known is grace and mercy. And that's why I acknowledge the Almighty God in my life. And I want to thank Him for this opportunity. Thank Him for bringing us together. This is something that I don't take for granted. This is something that I really thank God, and there's no words that I can explain the gratitude that I have inside. And I just want to thank my partners as well. Advocate Kero Madao and Deliwe Khadebe. Oh, ladies, we are here now. I know you've been working day and night, and I so much appreciate. This is for you. You've done it, and here we are, but we have so much work ahead of us. I want to thank all women that have gone before us, our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers. This is for you, because you've paved a way for us. This is for you, and there's no way that we can give you any lesser than what you did for us. We thank you, we salute you for that which you have actually done for us. And last but not least, I want to thank you that are here. Oh wow, this is not only humbling, but it's empowering as well. That you could wait, that you are here for this platform. I don't know how to thank you. We take no one, we take nothing for granted. And I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody. So we have officially launched. And I just want to say before I close that if you have any questions or you want to understand something, please DM us and we will definitely come back to you. So on Monday we will be uploading a video to tell you what will be happening in the month of August, so that you can make an appointment with us. It's going to be fun. I mean, this is your platform, so there's no complaining that, no, it's boring or whatever, because this is your platform. You've got to make it work, and together we can actually do this. Let's do this, ladies. I'm excited. I'm going. I'm shaking the foundations, and together you and I, we can actually shake this. We can do this. I love you all. Thank you.